Children, our next topic is trigonometry. In this topic, the first exercise, arcs and angles, has been eliminated because this year syllabus has been reduced. So let's start with the next exercise 3.2 of trigonometry. This exercise we will start with few formulas that we have already discussed in class 10th. Let's take a quick revision. First we'll study reciprocal relation. Like sin x equals to 1 upon cosec x equals to 1 upon sin x. Cos x equals to 1 upon sec x and sec x equals to 1 upon cos x. Tan x equals to 1 upon cot x is also equals to sin x upon cos x. Similarly, cot x equals to 1 upon tan x and can be written as cos x upon sin x. So these are the reciprocal relations. Now come to fundamental identity. We have studied that the value of sin square x plus cos square x is always 1. Right. The value of sec square x minus tan square x equals to 1. And the value of cosec square x minus cot square x equals to 1. Now children, if we try to convert this formula, we can also write sin square x as a subject. And this formula can be written as sin square x equals to 1 minus cos square x. And cos square x equals to 1 plus 1 minus sin square x. Now this sec square x minus tan square x equals to 1. This can also be written as sec square x equals to 1 plus tan square x, and tan square x equals to sec square x minus 1. Right children? Cot square x minus cosec square x minus cot square x equals to 1. This can also be represented as cosec square x equals to 1 plus cot square x, and cot square x equals to cosec square x minus 1. Right children? Note down please. Now let's see few more formulas children. Like sine of minus x equals to minus sin x. Cos of minus x equals to cos x. Tan of minus x equals to minus tan x. And cosec of minus x equals to minus cosec x. Sec of minus x equals to sec x. And cot of minus x equals to minus cot x. Let's try to calculate this one, and on this basis we will calculate the other formulas, right? How they have come. Let's try to understand and pay attention. Suppose this is a unit circle. Unit circle means the circle has the radius equals to 1. Okay, that means OA is 1 and OP is 1 and OQ is 1. All these are the radius of the circle. So A having coordinate 1, 0. Let the length of arc AP be x. So the angle subtended by the arc at the center in a unit circle will of the same radian. That means the angle measure will be x radian. Similarly, in the clockwise direction, if we move, then the length will be minus x. The length will be minus x. We are moving in opposite direction, in clockwise direction. So the length will be negative, right? Now from here, if the angle is subtended, it will be minus x because the angle is formed in clockwise direction. Right children? Now if you can see that in this triangle OMP and OMQ, the two angles POM and MOQ are equal. POM and MOQ. Right? These two angles POM and MOQ are equal, and OP and OQ is equals to 1 because the radius of unit circle. The circle has a radius unity. So they are equal, both are the radius, they are equal to 1, and the length, the side OM is common. So we can say that the triangle OMP and OMQ are congruent. Right. Now when these triangles are congruent, that means the third side will also be equal by CP/CTC. That means MP equals to MQ, and this angle will be equals to this angle. Right children? Now let's see. The coordinates of P will be cos x sin x. Right. The coordinates of P will be cos x comma sin x. And if we move in anti-clockwise direction, clockwise direction, the coordinates of Q will be cos of minus x and sin of minus x. Right. Now come here. Where we have proved MP equals to MQ. MP equals to MQ we have proved here. So the coordinates of P is cos x comma sin x. Now you can see that when MP is equals to MQ, this is the vertical distance. we are moving on plus y axis, and MQ we are moving on downward towards minus y axis. So the sign of y will change, right? Suppose P has coordinates a comma b, so the Q has coordinates a comma minus b. The coordinates of Q will be a comma minus b, because Q is opposite side of P below x axis. So on plotting Q, we have to move on x axis, plus axis and minus y axis. Right, children? Understood this much? So the coordinates of Q we will calculate after proving that the sides are equal. The coordinates of Q will be cos x comma minus sin x. Now the coordinates of Q, from the concept, we have proved that cos of minus x, sin of minus x, and from here we have calculated the coordinates of Q, cos x comma minus sin x. That means both are the coordinates of Q. So when we equate these two coordinates, then we can say that the abscissa, when we equate, we can say that cos of minus x equals to cos x, and when we equate the ordinate, that means the sine of minus x equals to minus sin x. Right, children? And we know that tan x equals to sin x upon cos x. Tan x equals to sin x upon cos x. So tan of minus x will be equals to sin of minus x upon cos of minus x. So that will be minus sin x upon cos x, because sin of minus theta is minus sin theta, cos of minus theta is cos theta. We have proved already here, right? So the value of tan of minus x will be minus tan x. So similarly, we can find the values of all these trigonometrical angles. Opposite real number identity, this is called. So cos of minus x will be minus cosec x. Sec of minus will be sec x. Cot of minus x will be minus cot x. Right, children? Note down, please. Okay, children, let's solve few sums so that we can understand the exercise. Let's see this sum. This is the fifth sum from exercise. Tan square x minus sin square x equals to tan square x sin square x. Right. So what we used to do is to take LHS and prove RHS. That's what we used to do. Now we'll do the same here. Let's pick up LHS, left hand side. Tan square x minus sin square x. Tan square x can be represented as sin square x upon cos square x, and this is sin square x. When we take the LCM cos square x, it will become sin square x minus sin square x cos square x. Now you can see that we can take sin square x common. So we'll take sin square x common from here and cos square x common. So it will become sin square x upon cos square x, and in bracket what is left? Here it will be 1 left, and here it will be cos square x left. So in bracket 1 minus cos square x. Now we know the value of sin square x upon cos square x is tan square x, and the value of 1 minus cos square x is sin square x. This is what we have to prove. Left hand side equals to right hand side, hence proved. Right, children? Note down, please. Let's see another sum, children. In this sum we have to prove that under root 1 plus cos x upon 1 minus cos x equals to cosec x plus cot x. So again we are going to take the left hand side and try to prove the right hand side. So the left hand side is under root 1 plus cos x upon 1 minus cos x equals to under root. So you can see that what we have required to prove cosec x plus cot x. In cosec x and cot x both, we have sine in the denominator. So we can obtain sine by multiplying 1 minus cos x to 1 plus cos x. So what we'll do, we'll multiply it by conjugate to obtain sine in the denominator. What is the required, what we have to require, no? To prove in RHS. So 1 plus cos x upon 1 minus cos x, it will be multiplied 1 plus cos x upon 1 plus cos x. Here it will be cos x only. Now when we do that, what we'll get in the numerator? 1 plus cos x to the whole square, and a plus b and a minus b, we know it is a square minus b square. So 1 square is 1. It will be 1 minus cos square x. So 1 minus cos square x is sin square x. So both are the squares, so we can take the square root. It will be 1 plus cos x upon sin x. When we separate these terms, we will get 1 upon sin x plus cos x upon sin x. Right, children? So the 1 upon sin x reciprocal relation is cos x, cosec x, and cos x upon sin x is cot x. Right, children? Note down, please. Let's see another sum, children. In this it is given that sec to the power 4x minus tan to the power 4x equals to 1 plus tan square x. 1 plus 2 tan square x rather. So what we'll do, again we'll pick the left hand side and try to prove the right hand side. What is the left hand side? Sec to the power 4x minus tan to the power 4x. And we can write sec to the power 4x as sec square x to the whole square minus tan square x to the whole square. Right? Now this has become a square minus b square. Difference of square formula is a plus b and a minus b. And we know the value of fundamental identity. Sec square x minus tan square x equals to 1. Right, children? So what is left? 1 into something is only sec square x plus tan square x. So what we'll get here? Sec square x plus tan square x. Now we can convert, because in the required proving we are getting only tan. We don't want sec there. So what we can transform this sec into tan again by using the fundamental identity. Sec square x equals to 1 plus tan square x. Now tan square x plus tan square x is 2 tan square x. So this is the required result that we have to prove. Right hand side 1 plus 2 tan square x. So we can say that now left hand side and right hand side are being proved equal, right? Note down please. Let's see another sum, children. In this sum we have to prove that sin square x cos square y minus cos square x sin square y equals to sin square x minus sin square y. Right, children? Again we're going to pick up left hand side and prove the right hand side. Now what is left hand side? Sin square x cos square y minus cos square x sin square y. Now you can see on the right hand side you don't find any cos there. So we have to eliminate cos term. So we can convert cos into sin. Cos square y can be written as 1 minus sin square y. Right, children? And cos square x can be written as 1 minus sin square x. Now what we'll do, we'll multiply this cos square x inside this bracket and sin square y inside this bracket. So what will happen here? Sin square x into 1, sin square x. Sin square x into sin square y, it will be minus sin square x sin square y. When we multiply this term here, minus sign it outside the bracket, so sign will change. So 1 into sin square y minus sin square y. Minus sin square x into sin square y, outside the bracket it's minus sign there. So it will be plus sin square x sin square y. So these both term will get cancelled. So the result will be sin square x minus sin square y. Right, children? So now this is the required result. This is the right hand side that we have to prove. Both the sides become equal. Note down. Let's see another sum, children. In this sum we have to eliminate t. The term t used in this equation we have to eliminate, like x equals to h plus a cos t given and y equals to k plus b sin t given. Now we have to eliminate t here. Let's see how. If we simplify this equation, what we'll get? X minus h equals to a cos t. We are transferring this h that side. It will become minus h. And when we cross multiply this a term, what we'll get? Cos t equals to x minus h upon a. Similarly, when we transfer this k that side, it will become y minus k equals to b sin t. And when we cross multiply b, what we'll get? Sin t equals to y minus k upon b. Now this is the first condition. This is the second condition. What we'll do is squaring and adding 1 and 2. So when we square and add, that will be cos square t plus sin square t equals to x minus h upon a to the whole square plus y minus k upon b to the whole square. And this sin square x plus cos square x is 1, fundamental identity, right, children? That has value 1. So now you can see t is eliminated now. So x minus h upon a to the whole square plus y minus k upon b to the whole square equals to 1. Right, children? Note down please.